W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. I am going first. The first dub I am going to give out is going to be to female Kevin Samuels, who we have talked about before.
Who was that?
The female psychologist that shitted on all black men.
She's still a thing?
Apparently she is still doing videos. And her most recent video is her agreeing with many of our thoughts on Passport Bros.
Hello, it is me, an ambassador for the bad bitches, and I would like to formally announce that we all collectively believe that the Passport Bros are whack. You gotta leave the country for cooch.
Damn, triple homicide.
Yikes. Ew. You thought that was cute? Now here, I'm gonna offer some suggestions. Bitches in the States don't wanna fuck you because the inside of you is terrible. Bitches on the outside of the States also don't wanna fuck you because your inside is terrible. You possessing a passport does not grant you access to human bodies, thus perpetuating your whackness. All right, gang. Enjoy your flight. I heard JetBlue's having a sale. Don't get robbed. Or do. I don't really care. I'm a passport boy.
But doing it in a super cringy way that kind of attacked black men again, and that she ended up twerking at the end of, for whatever reason.
Okay.
I don't know what her thing is, how she's still garnering a community behind her takes, but she is still making videos. And that's great for her.
Well, she needs new employment. So maybe the professional to commentator pipeline is in play for her.
Could very well be. But
she'll end up on Fox Soul talking about why we shouldn't have black babies. Like Dr. Cynthia G.
Let's not.
I'm just saying, they put her on a national platform. They should get called out every time for it. But
yeah, for sure.
I hear all day about misogynoir, but then you put on a Never mind. Let's move on.
All right. My next dub is going to rapper 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz has apparently opened a Columbus location for his restaurant, Esco Restaurant and Tapas.
Give it to me again. What's the name?
Esco Restaurant and Tapas.
Okay.
So I think he had one in Atlanta somewhere, and now he's got one in downtown Columbus.
What they serve there? It's a Mexican restaurant?
Let's check it out. It is on 31 East Gay Street.
Okay.
Let's take
It's
a
in the
look
heart
here.
of downtown. It's downtown for real.
Oh. Let's look at the description. Cool locale in Columbus with a swanky vibe for American comfort food, tapas, and clever cocktails plus hookah.
I'm kind of over the whole hookah phase. We don't need to ingrain hookah into everything we do. Now you're getting them into restaurants.
Oh, he's already apparently had some. He's had some in Atlanta, one in Tennessee, one in Texas. So we are, what's like the 7th? Brunch. Esco, seafood and grits, chicken and red velvet waffles, chops and eggs, peach tree cobbler French toast, cinnamon French toast. And then brunch sides, including shrimp, lobster tail, macaroni and cheese, salmon, fried okra, crab cake.
I'm sorry, did you say brunch sides and then say lobster tail?
I did.
Okay, that's enough.
It's a $20 side.
That's enough. I've heard enough. I know what kind of place it is. Can't say I'll be there anytime soon, but congratulations.
For lunch, Titty Boy Turkey Burger. I had to say that. Impossible Burger, of course, because everybody has one of those.
Titty Boy, what is it? Turkey Burger?
Titty Boy
Turkey Burger. Yeah, no, man, that's not my stilo. But I wish you all of the success in the world, man. I hope it's successful out here, just like it is in Atlanta and all those other places you got stores. I'm just not overly impressed by the cosmetics of newer restaurants that are opening up now. It's the reason why your homeboy Salt Bae can run up $140,000 bill at one of his restaurants, is because it's become more about the aesthetics and the ability to post what you're eating on social media that's inflated the price so much to the point where if you price out normal everyday working class people, it doesn't really matter because the celebs and all the influencers will come in and buy it, not because it's good, but because they can. It's a status signifier.
For what it's worth, I think that lobster tail side is the most expensive thing
on there
on the menu.
I stand corrected.
That's $20. All the actual entrees are less than $20.
Really? Now, that's not something I expected to hear.
Yep. He's not running it up. Okay. But lobster tail is the side.
Well, maybe I will give it a chance. I'm just not going to any absorbently expensive places just for this.
Celebrity.
Yeah, just because a celebrity made it. Like when Eddie George opened up his restaurant down there on High Street, and the boy had $18 salads in there.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. You in the heart of Columbus. Ain't nobody about to buy no $18 salad from here, except for all of the yuppies from Dublin and from Upper Arlington and all the people who didn't really watch you while you were here in Columbus, but, you know, they got the money to spend on a $20 salad so they can come to the Eddie George Grill.
Yikes.
Miss me with that.
But we are looking at about $12 cocktails, $10 desserts. Not bad. The thing that I think is overpriced is actually the hookah. We're talking about $40 hookahs, $40 to $45 hookahs. That's where it's like. Okay,
let's stop mixing in hookahs with every part of our society. They popping it at bars and restaurants and all kind of shit. Like
I've seen them at barber shops.
Yeah, let's chill out on the goddamn hookah, please.
All right, next dub goes to Unc Shannon for holding his own against the Memphis Grizzlies. Oh, I mean, I can move on to the next one if you want me to.
Uncle Shay Shay, no.
I don't know who really all wants smoke with Shannon Sharpe.
Clearly not Dillon Brooks.
Yeah, no, he got out of there quickly.
It's funny because that's where the argument started, but he was the only one missing from the confrontation.
Yep.
Then
had words for him after the fact.
Interesting. Yeah, had all the smoke to say when he was on the court, and Shannon couldn't get close to him. And then after the fact, in the locker room, had all the smoke. But when the actual confrontation came, I didn't see Dillon Brooks. It's funny because Steven Adams came clear from Siberia out of nowhere. He came across the floor
to defend you.
T. Morant came out of the stands and he stood up. I didn't see no Dillon Brooks. You smell that? I do.
I definitely do.
But that's later. We'll talk about that later.
5-letter word. Mm-hmm. He still held his own, and he definitely wanted smoke from whoever. I don't know who apologized between the two, but still came together with T. Morant at the end of it, and they discussed whatever happened. So they seem to be cool at least. But.
You know what was funny about that? So, like, they dapped up each other after the game, but Shannon Sharpe did an interview at halftime, and he told them, he was like, none of them boys wanted no smoke. None of them boys wanted anything to do with me. It was all rah-rah and all that other stuff. I told Dillon Brooks he was too little to guard LeBron, and somehow that led to all of them swarming, but nobody wanted none. Nobody wanted no parts.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. But then end up dapping up T. Morant afterwards and piecing it out. Hey, I don't even know what else to say about that. Like, if it makes you that mad, like, I know for a fact that fans have said worse things to you.
Yes. Yep.
I know for a fact they have said worse
Probably
things
racist
to you.
Things, especially in places like Boston.
Yeah, let's not play that game.
So,
Memphis is where they're at.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying cities like Boston or
Utah?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Last dub goes to J. Cole. The next album we were supposed to get was "It's a Boy," I think.
Okay.
His birthday is January 28th.
Day before real niggas.
So I was thinking we're probably getting an album, especially with what I told you before about him cleaning his Instagram feed. So I'm like, it's actually probably going to come around.
On the way.
He recently did a track over, I guess he YouTubed J. Cole type beat and did a song over the first beat that he could find.
That's funny as hell.
And so that person, he's got producer credit on a J. Cole track.
That's dope, actually. That's pretty funny.
Yep.
J. Cole type beat. Now, what he didn't do is pick the first one. I know he didn't.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Ain't no way.
that's probably
Because the first one was probably trash as hell. He did not pick the first one. He probably picked the best one.
or one that doesn't actually sound like a J. Cole type beat. I can see that happening.
That
too.
is funny as hell.
But yeah, no, that person gets a nice little credit, and that looks good for them. They get to move on and do bigger and better, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was dope, and I think we're getting an album soon. Just with that press, the press of that just kind of seemed like it's rollout worthy. So we'll see. On to my L's. I don't know if you have this in your L's. You discussed this person last week. I called him Jorge Santos.
I don't. Take it
His
away.
name is George Santos, and that's not even his name.
That's not his name either, yeah.
He's out here denying the fact that he was caught in 4K in drag. Not sure why he's denying that amongst all of the things that he clearly lied about.
Yeah, I was about to say, so that's the one you come out and say is not true? Is the drag queen stuff? But you got to think about it, though. Out of all of the things that we've heard he's lied about, what university he's going to, what sports he played while at that university, his relative level of expertise on certain things, his religious background, what one of those things would matter to a Republican or a conservative more than him dressing up in drag?
Anything involving him, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
LGBT
That though,
affiliated.
it's so telling because all of this shit that we've said, bro, your name isn't even George Santos, right? But the thing that you want to refute and go back and forth about is whether or not you did drag. It's very telling. It's very telling.
Is and how
To both sides. It's telling to George Santos and the conservatives. So all of the other shit he lied about is okay as long as he never dressed up in drag. And then for Santos, you're going to defend yourself over the drag accusations, which is the clearest proof we have to date.
Yeah, we actually have a picture of
But
you.
then all of the other stuff people are just supposed to get on board with. Jewish. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
And the way he vehemently denied the drag shit. That's a clear lie.
Fam, like I'm looking at you. George and Gloria have the same jawline.
Yeah, my guy.
Same person. He even had a name. I forgot what the name was, but like he had a stage
He
name
did.
that people knew him by.
Katara Ravache.
There it is. Katara.
Ravache. That's a hell of a name.
Yikes.
It's a hell of a name. Yeah, no, you have a whole ass persona. It's not looking good for you at all.
Man, that is hilarious.
And a picture. We caught you in 4K. It's not looking good for you.
People have described where you performed, what your stage name was, and we have a picture.
People have vivid memories
But
of you as
that's
Katara.
the one that you have to stand in front of and be like, nah, that ain't true. You.
Whew, yikes.
Your priorities are fucked.
Very, very much so. On to my next L. Another person who is pulled seemingly a George Santos, a Jorge Santos, if you will. There was a player, a college football player, who entered the transfer portal, as a lot of college football players are doing. So it's seemingly normal so far. He played for Savannah State.
I heard this.
According to his profile picture, but according to the coaches at Savannah State, he never actually played
fucking
there.
played, bro. Never played.
How are you entering the transfer portal and you haven't even played for anybody this year?
Hey,
it's
hey.
absolutely wild.
Hey, NCAA. There are random guys entering the transfer portal after never playing college football. But don't worry, because we're so proud of you for hammering Harbaugh over hamburgers. What a fucking joke of an organization.
Woo.
What a joke of an organization. Like, oh my God. Can we find a way to just cut them out of the pie? Let's just call all of the conference presidents in with the networks, and we'll get some sort of agreement on how to move forward and just cut the NCAA completely out. Can we just do that? Like seriously, like this is sad. This is like the CIA investigating stolen Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
But letting murders of world leaders go by. The president of Nicaragua was murdered today. We have no time to deal with that. There are missing samosas.
But I think the part of it that you're not looking at is the opportunity for me to actually announce that I am looking for a trade request from my team, the Chicago Bulls, and the places that I want to go are the LA Lakers, the LA Clippers, and the Miami Heat. If I don't go to those, I don't want the trade request. But if I can go to those three teams, those are the three teams I want. So make it happen, NBA.
Yo.
Send me to LA. I'm playing with Bron. I'll suit up tomorrow.
I don't know what's wrong with these people. But the NCAA is a joke.
Yes.
For sure.
Very much so. Are you ready for a story that probably should have ended up on our Corny Police segment?
Sure.
Okay. First things first. I told everybody that I have a penchant for watching reality shows.
Mm-hmm.
Certain reality shows. I just want to let that be known that that's where this is coming from. I do not want to watch this reality show. Now I'm going to lead with this. When you were in school and you were doing the dozens with people and you were going back and forth insulting people, what was like the worst thing that a person could say about you to the point that you were about to fight that person?
Probably something about your mom or...
Okay. Anything maybe specific that would definitely lead you there?
Some sort of likening to you having sexual relations with the person's mother, usually.
Okay. So that you would deem that pretty triggering, or
that would be the jumping point of most of the fights that I saw in middle school or early days of high school, that kind of thing. Your mama.
Yeah.
Oh no, we got to fight. Don't nobody talk about my mom.
Like if
a weird
was
thing
to say like I'm about to fuck your mom, like
such an arbitrary reason to fight.
Sure, but it's disrespect. You view it as like
you disrespect your mom every time you go home. But if I say I had sex with her, now we got to fight.
Facts.
That's crazy.
Facts.
You call your mom by her first name, but if I say I had sex with her, now we got to fight.
All right, I think we've tackled all three corners of this situation. So most disrespect, it's a reality show, and a lot of shameless bullshit going on, so much so that it should have ended up in that segment. We've got a reality show that has apparently just recently started called MILF Manor, where there are a bunch of cougars who happen to have kids, so they're technically MILFs, who are going out and looking for younger men to date. Plot twist, these men that they're dating, the pool of men that they're dating from, are sons of other mothers who are also on the show.
This shit is getting weird.
Yes.
Like, I swear to God, reality TV is flaring for a new concept. All right, okay. It's another fucking dating show, but this time we use mothers. But oh wait, they're gonna be dating their sons.
Yep.
It's a hit right there. Send that shit to Viacom. Send that shit straight to Viacom.
Like, I didn't watch the actual reality show. I seen clips of it. Man, that just seems so traumatizing.
90 Day Fiance is now 90 Day Fiance the other way. Now that's fucking innovation right there, boy.
I've heard
that's
there
innovation.
Was like 19 different versions of 90 Day Fiance.
Fam, they're running out of ideas. The problem is that anything they put out, you watch. So
funny enough, MILF Manor, TLC.
Yeah, I could have guessed that.
Yeah.
I could have guessed that.
Yep. Yeah, they've got grown-ass 20-year-old men trying to cockblock their moms. It's the weirdest
They
shit.
got about three or four weight loss shows. They got about 3 or 4
Pimple
random.
popping.
Well, yeah, but they got the relationship ones, which is 90 Day Fiance for the most part. Then they got the one in there where they like the mother is hyper involved in the relationship, and I guess that's popular. Then they got the one about the girl who never grew past like 12 years old, and she's out there exploring her sexuality or whatever. It's a lot of weird shit going on TLC.
It's amazing how they've gone from the Duggar family to this.
Fam, we went from hoarders and 600-pound life to this mess.
Yeah.
They're running out of ideas. They just took those core things that were popular about their channel, and they just spawned this randomness that is now. It's crazy.
Who can make the most ridiculous reality show concept out there.
Essentially.
And it'll be between TLC, VH1, or Netflix. Stay tuned. I'm going to give an L to Drake.
I was wondering if we were going to talk about this.
This is a pending L. Because honestly, I think Drake is deserving of this L. But it could be seen that maybe if you're a big enough Drake fan, maybe Pharrell takes this L. So Pharrell sold his chains on a charity auction. Drake found his way to said charity auction and bought pretty much all the chains in a gold PSP. And then flaunted it in his most recent music video.
Oh, is that what you was giving him an L for? Oh, that's not really an L. He bought some expensive jewelry and wore it in a video. I thought you were giving him an L because he came out in that pink-ass mink from 2004 at the Dipset concert.
It's dick riding a little bit, but...
Yeah, dick riding a lot of it. You can't find an updated mink to wear?
Okay, so then he gets an L for dick riding 2 rappers.
Well...
He's kind of dick riding Pharrell.
He bought the chains.
Sure.
So, like, at that point, they not even Pharrell's chains no more. Like, they your chains. So, you can wear your chains in a video. That's what rappers do. The dressing up like Cameron to appear at one of Dipset's concerts, that feels a little dick ridey. But
this is a chain with Pharrell on it. In NERD.
Well. Maybe he's a fan.
He is. And that's I would liken it to the same dick riding of wearing pink when you come out to see Cameron.
I don't know, man. If he spent the money to buy this, he can wear it wherever the fuck he wants.
He spent the money to buy that pink mink coat, too. At some level, it's all dick riding.
But again, what did he do with it? Like, the chains he just wore in the video.
And he just
the
wore
mink,
the pink
he
mink
was like,
in a
ooh,
concert.
Cameron, hug me. I don't know. Maybe they're both okay.
And that's for you to decide, I guess.
Yeah.
I give Drake an L. Because I just think that's groupie-ish.
A bit.
I'm not buying another man's.
But, I mean, has there been a
money.
more groupie-ish rapper than Drake?
Oh, no.
Now,
far.
usually it's more towards the female side of things, right?
Yeah.
He stands Rihanna, stands Nicki, stands Serena Williams. Basically, any woman that didn't drop their relationship to be with him. Mm-hmm. But you don't really typically see it on the male side or like that.
Sure. And this, I'll concede this. This isn't as bad as the previous engagement chain.
No.
That was really bad.
No.
That was.
No, I don't think so.
So, yeah, I'll give him that leeway. But it's a little dick riding. A little bit. It was Martin Luther King Day this past Monday. You would think I'd probably give an L to the people who made all those stupid club flyers promoting their Martin Luther King Day parties with the terrible Photoshop, which, yes, they are deserving of an L. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm also not giving an L to the people who made the Embrace statue. Where, did you see that?
Damn, bro, they couldn't have a head?
No.
Just arms?
Just arms. So you don't even know who the fuck it is.
I didn't even know what I was looking at first until I seen like a comparison photo.
Yep.
I was just like, oh, all right. And then Josh,
money for it.
The shit cost $10 million.
Yep, a shit ton of money.
$10 million for a statue of arms? Just a thought. How about on Black History Month, we give that $10 million to black people? Just a thought. Just a thought. You know, some may even say that you give a damn when you do that. Mm-hmm. How you find a way to waste $10 million like that and then argue till you blue in the face about fucking reparations? I will never understand.
Facts. I am not giving an L to either one of those, even though both of those are wholly deserving of an L. And if you would like to give an L to them, all means. I'm giving an L to the childhood memory of a movie that I had not thought about since I was apparently 8 years old. Name of the movie is Our Friend Martin. So what?
What
Okay. Reminded me of this movie is the fact that somebody posted a clip of it and put it on Twitter. Of course, that's where I get all my shit.
That was like the quintessential learn about the civil rights movement in elementary school movie.
Yeah. So in this movie, there's the main character is black. His name is Miles. He has a best friend who is white. They go on a class field trip to Martin Luther King's childhood home. In there, they find a baseball mitt. One of them puts it on, and they are both transported to the past, where they see Martin Luther King. Eventually, they make their way back to the future, tell everybody what happens, and so they make a second trip to the museum where now another white kid and a Hispanic girl are included, and somehow they take Martin with them to the future, from what I remember.
Okay.
When they do that, obviously Martin Luther King doesn't get shot. So now when they go back to the future, everything is different. Butterfly effect. What ends up happening is the two white kids who were on the field trip become essentially racist against the black kid. The black kid becomes poor, and the Hispanic girl becomes a maid.
So essentially, the premise behind the movie is if MLK don't get his, all of you suffer.
Literally, Martin Luther King comes to this conclusion that he has to go back in time and get shot for everything to become right with the world.
Yo, what the fuck were we watching? What were we watching?
Fam, I remember that movie as like, oh yeah, like that.
Nah, it was just one of those, one of those movies.
No, Martin Luther King has to get shot for the world to be what it is today.
Oh my God.
Whew.
Well,
that's just one of them things. Like I saw the clip and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, cool. Then I started watching a little bit of it. I'm like, fuck, damn. Yeah,
man.
That's what we were taught.
It's funny how you could look back at stuff like that years later and just be like, hey, yo, that's not. I seen somebody give a take about Soul.
Oh yeah.
And remember the discourse we had around Soul? Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, years from now, you will see the pattern of Disney animated films where if it's a black character, they spend half or 3/4 of their time being in someone else's or something else's body.
Yeah, they don't spend most of their time as
being a black character.
Because he spent some of his time as the cat, as a soul.
The soul, you know what I mean? And then even when the black man was seen back on screen, it was a white woman inside his body.
Yep.
So, I mean, we got that. You got Princess Tiana. You've got, oh, shit. Now you're going to make me look up black animated films.
6.5 hours later.
Yeah, I keep trying to find black characters, but this is literally Soul and Princess and the Frog.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That's a Marvel thing. I don't think that one counts.
Hair Love. Baby's Kids.
Is a Disney movie?
I don't think
bullshit. You just said that.
It just no. You know what? This isn't a Disney movie. This is 10 great animated movies and TV shows centered on black characters. So it's not specifically Disney.
Hey fam, I was getting ready to go on a rant about how every time a black character is in Disney that they have to be just not in their own body while they're there. But then after I named the two that I was talking about, I couldn't find another one. Let's just run down the list just to make sure this all sounds right. Encanto, Strange World, Frozen, Moana, Zootopia, Tangled, Snow White, Lion King, Little Mermaid, Big Hero 6, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Aladdin, Raya, Frozen 2, Wreck-It Ralph, Princess and the Frog, that was noted, Lilo and Stitch, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Pinocchio, Bambi, Pocahontas, Enchanted, Fantasia, Emperor's New Groove, Hercules, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Wreck-It Ralph, Atlantis, Tarzan, Dumbo with the racist black crows, Hunchback of Notre Dame, 101 Dalmatians, Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, which was also another problematic, one of their older cartoons. I think that was the cartoon where like he was like in the factory and he was like making holes in the cheese with his boner and shit.
Yeah.
Fox and the Hound, The Rescuers, Jungle Book, Robin Hood, Toy Story 3, Alice in Wonderland, Frozen Forever, The Sword and the Stone, Treasure Planet, The Aristocrats, Bolt, Chicken Little, Finding Dory, and Finding Nemo. Goofy Movie.
Yeah, Lions and Lion King are black.
So let me retract my criticism. The problem isn't that every time a black person is seen on screen that they have to be morphed out of their body. That just seems to be an unintended circumstance. The problem is we don't have any black characters. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, 2 dubs. First dub is going out to Invincible Season 2.
Yeah, I saw that.
Just got a trailer for Invincible. Something short, not really involved in a lot.
Hinting that it's coming out later.
Late 2023. We did not even get an official date, but at least the trailer lets us know that they're close.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting thing is that I wasn't sure Invincible was ever coming back.
Yeah.
With them getting sued by, Robert Kripke. I just did not expect for them to come back within a year of the ending of the last season.
Mm-hmm. How they been working?
No, they got it together.
According to Invincible.
So, obviously that's already all been worked out, which is good. He should definitely get. Is it Eric Kripke or Robert? I think it's Eric.
Nah, I don't know.
Anyways, glad that has worked itself out and we're going to get season 2 underway.
You know what's crazy is apparently the creator of Rick and Morty
Mm-hmm.
is into some very deep shit.
Is he?
He's been apparently in some message rooms or some chat rooms or some shit with
The creator?
Justin Roiland.
Okay. I thought it was one of the guys who worked on Loki. Was it Loki? That they had the writer. It was the writer. The writer for Loki was involved.
The guy who was involved with both Loki and Rick and Morty was the other creator, I think.
Okay.
Because I think there's 2 creators. But anyway, Justin Roiland is the one who actually voices Rick and Morty.
Mm.
And so he's been messaging or somehow talking to some underage girls, something along the lines of that.
Y'all gonna learn, man, or you're not and keep getting caught. But I hope that y'all learn.
Yeah, he was saying some old crazy
Especially
shit.
when you have a name.
Yeah.
It's so easy for just, anybody to stumble across this and then your entire career is over.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that you can mess with young women. Like I don't get it. But
Yeah.
all right, second dub I got is going out to I don't even know what to call him. TikToker? Comic book reviewer King Lion. There was this kid who kind of dubs a lot of King Lion's videos. Let me get his name up here.
They called him Kukulkan.
That's not what they called him. The Marvel Geek 5368.
You got it.
Young boy, you know what I'm saying? Very into comics. Is an avid fan of King Lion. Stitches his stuff a lot. Got his account banned off of TikTok because I guess people were mad that he was correcting a lot of the folks. I can't formulate the reason why people would want to get this kid's account banned, other than maybe they're standing someone that you don't like. I don't fucking know. All I know is that some grown ass folks got this kid's account deactivated, and then King Lion got on and told him that whenever he makes a new account, he'll get it back and get him more subscribers than he ever had on the initial one. So,
okay.
Thank you, King Lion. Thank you, everybody who has gotten me up to literally 5,000 followers.
5,000? What do you mean you got 5,000 followers? Last time I checked 5 hours ago, you didn't even have any followers. And as of right now, you're in 10K in 5 hours. Haters, look what you did. You mass reported a child for simply loving books, and he lost his first account, and that's crazy. He got 10K in 5 hours. Look at that. Like, can you imagine having the power to give somebody 10K in 5 hours? Can you imagine that? It happened. It actually happened.
I thought that was dope.
At least that's the case.
Yeah, I did not agree with his response to Soup about the whole recast T'Challa thing, but this was dope. So I had to give him a shout out.
Gotcha.
All right, L's. The biggest L, I think this week has to go out to Mr. Alec Baldwin, who's having a rough go of it after the shooting at the Rust movie shooting, debacle when all that happened. He is being formally charged with involuntary manslaughter. Him and the set director who was in charge of giving him the weapon, right?
Prop guy?
Prop woman.
Oh.
She is actually suing the prop company because how the hell was there a live round in here?
Yeah.
There's so much about that story that just doesn't line up to me. How did you get a prop gun with a real bullet? How did the prop director not realize that there was a real bullet in the gun? Why didn't Alec Baldwin know whether or not there were live rounds in the gun? And why would you ever point a gun at someone's head? One of the things I found out in the midst of all of this is that typically, you have directors, you have those monitors and stuff like that. That's so you don't have to stand in direct line of the action to get the shot. You can send a camera over there, watch it from the other side. You don't have to be in the middle of it. So what circumstance, I'm going to be interested to hear that when they start getting into the actual case. What circumstance led you to raising a gun to someone's head and pulling the trigger? I also want to know who else is at fault here, because I have a hard time believing it was the person who handed the actor the gun and the actor, and that's it. Yeah. Does the director not have any culpability? Are there not individuals there on set who are supposed to be making sure that everything's being done safely? Not even a producer, like someone who's specifically there for the safety of the crew and the actors. Isn't that OSHA?
The film studio?
No. So it would be an independent body.
Not the answer to that, but I guess I'm just thinking of people who might be.
Oh, the film? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying. There's a lot of people that's left out of this. And Alec Baldwin has already paid his money back to the family. So for what level of fault he ascribes to himself, he's paid for it. I don't know. It's an interesting case. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens with all that.
Yep.
Oh, man. Second L, Dillon Brooks. Imagine you starting a fight with an NFL Hall of Famer, not going towards the fight when said NFL Hall of Famer stops and calls you out and tells you to come over here, allowing your teammates and teammates' father to fight for you. But then in the post-game interview, when they're asked, you going to call Shannon Sharpe a pedestrian? Hey, Dillon Brooks, it doesn't really have to be a comparison game. But if we were comparing you and Shannon Sharpe, I don't think there would be one.
That's a fact.
Where do you get off? Not only did you not want to engage in any of the smoke, you didn't want no parts. You didn't go anywhere near him. The beef started with you. Yep. He told you was too little to guard LeBron. You took offense to it, and then all your teammates took up for you. But then you talking spicy on the back end. I hate this shit.
Well, he's also too little to fight Shannon Sharpe.
It smells like Chris Rock. Smells like Chris Rock. Here you are in my face. I can say and do all the things I want to say and do to you right now. But what I'd rather do is lay behind all the other people and let them criticize you and take up for me and talk shit on the back end.
The funny thing is, if we did want to compare them, we could probably leave out Shannon's legendary legacy as an athlete and probably just start from his time as a commentator. And he probably still beats out Dillon Brooks in terms of at least relevancy.
Fam had a beater on and looked like it snapped in the middle.
He looked like a pro wrestler.
He looked like he was about to come out of his jeans and have full unitard on.
Actually, I think somebody actually had a picture of Brock Lesnar in a similar outfit.
Like, look, Dillon Brooks. Look, no comment. It's probably, if you're still upset about it, still under your skin, no comment. Not that pedestrian? No, he shouldn't have been able to come back.
Sound like a bitch.
Shannon Sharpe paid $20,000 for them seats. You and whoever else thought that he was going to get kicked out can suck a dick. Because the last thing I'm going to do is get kicked out of Crypto Arena or whatever the hell it's called now.
Oh, yes, something else now.
Last thing I'm going to do is get kicked out of that arena. And then, or for a fight that I had with Dillon Brooks, nonetheless, and not get my seat back after halftime.
Apparently, the Compton Pyru blood set owns it now. It's called the Bripto.
Shut up.
Bripto.bomb.
That's not a thing.
The Bripto.bomb arena.
Yeah, Dillon Brooks, that wasn't a good look.
Not at all.
Final dub that I have this week is going out to James Cameron, who this week became the first director ever to make 3 $2 billion films.
Sheesh.
That's crazy.
Sheesh.
That's crazy.
That is very crazy.
That is insane.
And he's going to do it again with the next one.
I think so. I think so. I mean, what would cause it to slow down at this point?
Haven't they announced that they're going to do 4 and 5 too?
3's already done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 4 and 5 is, I think, this is what's contracted.
Jeez, 10 Billy.
James Cameron, boy.
Mark McGuire knocking him out the park.
Imagine you had James Cameron, right, as a director under your umbrella. Maybe not under Marvel Studios, but under your umbrella as a company. You have access to James Cameron. And instead of hiring James Cameron or directors like James Cameron, you opt to go to little-known indie directors who have little to no connection to the source and don't really have the inclination to want to tell a story about the source. Huh? Yeah, we go for writers that don't have a preconception on what the characters are already. That is the difference between a Chloe Zhao and James Cameron.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
It's the difference between any of these new hip directors that you think is going to come in to the MCU, these first or second time directors, at least with having a project this size. Mm-hmm. But you got James Cameron right here. He's right there. The man shits $1 billion films. Stop making it so complicated, MCU.
They're not going to do that.
That's MCU. It for me. Give us your thoughts on the Dubs and L's in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And come back next Wednesday, every Wednesday at 10 a.m. for a new Dubs and L's segment.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out our previous Dubs and L's recaps where we talk about previous weeks. Just to kind of brush up on some of the things that we talked about last week. And then make sure you subscribe. We like to do this every Wednesday at 10 o'clock.